What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. I told y'all we had something crazy for the people, man. We got a high-profile interview this evening, man, with the one and only, the legendary Cliff. You feel me? Hoop jargon. We in the building. What's going on, man? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Happy to be on, bro.
Definitely. Before we continue, I definitely been watching you from afar, man. I definitely appreciate your movement, man. I see you rising, man. I've been watching from afar, man. So over here we want to give people their flowers while they can smell them. You about 35 subs away from your ultimate goal. You understand? You on your way to get monetized. Before you even blow up to that standpoint, we want to congratulate you here at Flight Sports.
Appreciate it, man.
You understand? Because it's right around the corner. You understand? It can happen tonight. You understand?
I hope so, goddamn.
It can happen tonight here at Flight Sports TV, man. We got hoop jargon in the building now. The people have been definitely telling me, we need to get you on here, man. I got a lot of notes. I wrote notes down for hoop jargon this evening. Like I said, I've been watching. You understand?
Appreciate it.
But we're definitely happy for you to be here, man. Today we got a crazy topic. We're gonna be talking about why Lonzo Ball is the biggest wild card headed into next season, and it's evident. It's not even close if you evaluate the situation. We're gonna get into all of that. But before we do that, I need everybody to hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. You already know it's Flight Sports TV. Hoop jargon on the line, first time in history, and many more to come.
Yes, sir.
So, hoop jargon, man. Before we get into the topic, man, let's talk about your journey on YouTube, man. How long you been on your YouTube, man?
Yeah, man. So actually, I've been on YouTube like 6 years. Most of about a year and 2 months of that totally inactive. With the year and like 2 months is when I've been kind of going strong. But before then, I just would drop like random little stuff, and then I would get disinterested, and you know how it go, man.
Yeah.
And so I've been YouTube for a minute, been taking it serious about a year and some change.
Yeah, I see. It seems like this year has been crazy for you. You've been dropping. I've noticed. And it seemed like, have you gotten like a major following this past year with it being so consistent with your drops?
Yeah, man. So a lot of people, they hit me up, and you know what? One thing I would attribute to, I started taking Twitter more serious and Instagram a little more serious, and so I've noticed that I can get people from all those spectrums, and they can talk to me on there. And people, just got to the point where they following me a little more when I do other panels and have people on. So yeah, it's been a crazy ride, man. Real talk.
Word. Yeah, definitely, man. We see you hooked up with DJ. Shout out to DJ's Raw and Uncut Truth, new media in the building. Let's talk about your relationship with DJ, man. Because he's definitely one of a kind.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So it's funny, man. Like, I actually got cool with DJ, just watching his videos. Like, every relationship I have on YouTube, I literally just got it off of watching their videos, and then you run in the same circles, and then that's how I got cool with DKM. I got cool with Ball Facts that way. AB the Hero. And DJ, yeah, man. And DJ was the kind of cat that got a lot of YouTube clout even when he wasn't even monetized. You know what I'm saying? So I remember just typing on his channel like, man, I enjoy the channel, bro. We should do a video one day. And we both found out we both from Houston. And then, man, like our first time.
Shout out Houston.
H-Town all day, yeah. So, man, we talked on Skype, I want to say, for like an hour before we did a show. And then everything was just, bong bong, as ODB would say. You know what I'm saying? It was all good from there, man. That's how I kind of, me and DJ just been through a lot of, ups and downs with some YouTube partnerships that's no longer there. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube game crazy behind the scenes.
In the game, there's a lot of politics.
There's a lot, man. Even on this level, you would think it's just people just linking up and doing shows, but it turned to the he say, she say stuff, and I stay out of that. That's something I'll never really do ever. So it ain't never that serious, dog.
No. It's definitely not that serious, man. What's with you on Ball Facts too? We see you definitely connected with Ball Facts. I see you working on this platform on several occasions. Him on yours. You definitely have an exclusive interview. Y'all go check that out.
Yeah.
It was almost about a year ago you did that too as well. But a lot of that is still current with the LaMelo situation.
Absolutely.
Check that out. Talk about how you connected with Ball Facts.
Yeah, so now after I got cool with DJ, DJ added me in like a little chat that we got with some of the YouTubers who cover the Ball family, and that's how I got to know DKM. in ball facts. And it was like so surreal because I remember the weekend before Kobe passed, I was driving to San Diego. And that's when Ball Facts and DKN was getting into it. And that's when I wasn't even thinking about doing YouTube like that. This was February of 2020. And I just remember listening, like these two dudes I thought I would never just have hands-on contact with, but I remember going back and forward and doing all that. Just that's how I connected with Ball Facts, man. And just we shared mutual interests. I remember he went live a few times on what's that shit called? Instagram. And I went live and he hopped on my stuff, and that's just how we got cool, man. And so we've been rocking ever since.
Definitely. So let's get into a little bit of the topic as well. With Lonzo Ball. What's some of your thoughts going into this season coming up? Not even just the season, the off season, because we know Lonzo's a free agent, restricted at that. How do you see this situation playing out? We obviously know the coach just got fired. There's no coach. You know, it seems to be in disarray in New Orleans. Where does Lonzo Ball factor in that? And what's the next step you see Lonzo taking?
Man, so I like Lonzo in his situation as he is, but I like it in the sense that he likes the guys. Like Lonzo is a basketball player. So I know he loved them dudes, and he came up with B.I. He came up with Hart. I know him and Zion are cool. So I think he's stuck in that. Do I want to work with guys I like, or is it time for me to go out and step out and be my own man? Now he's restricted, so obviously any team can try to pull him away, but the Pelicans have the right to match our offer, right?
Facts.
So that's where he's kind of stuck in that no man's land. I hope he does not go back, and it's not because I think it's a horrible program. I just don't think it's the best fit for Zoe. If Zoe gonna step out and be that guy that we all, thought he would be coming out of UCLA.
Right, definitely. There's a lot of teams in play. We got out New Orleans. Obviously, he could re-sign. The Knicks have shown interest. The Bulls, we know that they have some flexibility there. Where do you see Lonzo going? If you could you see Charlotte emerging as a contender. There's a lot of smoke signals, going on there quietly. You understand? If you could just guess, me and my hypothetically guess, I'm just gonna say the New York Knicks. I'm a native New Yorker. We in New York. It's flight sports, Houston to New York. You understand? Really? Long Island to be exact. So I mean, where's Lonzo going?
Man, so great question. I think about this a lot. I think one of the few, I would say I give my top four, a realistic four. Let me say that. I can see him going back to the Lakers, and here's why. I'll leave a source out of this, but one of my NBA connects, he was like, LeBron never want to trade Lonzo.
Okay.
And so, you know what? I'll go and drop a name. My boy C. Hendo. C. Hendo told me this last year.
Shout out C. Hendo.
Yeah, man. So y'all know my video drops when he's like, shout out Hoop Jargon with Kendrick Perkins. That's my boy C. Hendo. He really cool with KD. If you go follow him on YouTube, he's cool with all these players, man. So C. Hendo told me that one. He's like, look, LeBron never wanted to get rid of Lonzo. He's like, he wanted to exclude him from the trade, but the Lakers brass did what they did. So I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to make him come back to the Lakers. Now they would have to outbid the Pelicans. So it's realistic, but it's not realistic at the same time. Second, Toronto Raptors. I think they in a situation where they got to shake that franchise up.
Right.
Yeah, and then let's be real. No big time free agents are coming to Toronto, so Toronto going to have to reestablish a new culture. They got to move past the Kyle Lowry stage. Kyle Lowry got to go play with a contender. I can see him going to Miami or something like that. Yeah. So Zoe can go there.
Yeah.
The Clippers. I can see a good opportunity for Zoe for the Clippers.
You laying out a lot of dark horses. Continue.
Hey, man. Hey, I want to go where he's going to go. I think for him, it can happen. So I want him to go where veterans are because they're going to respect his mind because he is a very smart basketball player. And then I can also see now the money. I didn't look at the money, but Boston, I would love to see him going to Boston because they cannot figure that point guard position out at all.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Now the Knicks got the money, so we'll see. But Julius Randle, man, I don't want him playing with Julius Randle anymore, man. I'm sorry. I'm a Laker fan, bro. I've seen enough of that.
Yeah, it's crazy that you said some of these teams because a lot of people think, and I've said this to my viewers, that we think all these teams, the Knicks, the Bulls, we just the Hornets, we could wake up in the free agency and shoot, he's in Oklahoma City. You understand? I mean, you talking about the Raptors. These are potential things that happen, especially with him being restricted. The sign and trade is real. You know, like you said, these teams they looking to make moves. You understand? It's easy for Toronto to say, okay, shit, what you want, Kyle Lowry? We'll do a sign and trade with Lowry or some young player like that, and then boom, Lonzo's in Toronto. Or like what you said, the Clippers, it could be something, a situation like that. Who's a free agent over there? Who was the dude? Reggie Jackson. I think he's coming up with free agent. It could be a situation where it's a sign and trade for Lonzo for Reggie. All these things could happen with the restricted free agency. Absolutely. For the people that's just joining in, shout out my man Dom King in the building. Shout out to the whole live chat. We appreciate y'all. We got the legendary Hoop Jargon in the building, one of the hardest working YouTubers. Pardon me. He's in the building. Flight Sports and YouTube. Flight Sports TV, Hoop Jargon, first time ever on the tube. If we don't know who, I want y'all to understand who this man is. This man has interviewed WNBA players. Shout out Cynthia Cooper, one of the greatest players in basketball. Period. Not women's basketball. You understand? I mean, I just want to point that out. Let's get into your situation with the WNBA. I watch the WNBA. I'm actually about to have a daughter next month. So I've been watching the WNBA. I've watched it back in the days when they were the Detroit Shock. I remember when they had Lambert up there coaching in Detroit, when they had Cappy Pondexter up in New York. It was some good Deanna Nolan, if I'm not mistaken. It was a lot of players. I forgot her name. Tamika Catchings. That's probably one of my favorite players. Diana Taurasi. What's your thoughts on the WNBA? Because it seemed like, I believe they're in the 25th anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. The WNBA seems to be at its height right now. It seemed like a resurgence in women's basketball. And I see you covered the great Cynthia Cooper. What's your thoughts on the resurgence of the WNBA, and do you see a bright future for that?
I'll start off talking about Coop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna sound like TK Kirkman, man. I'm a degree separated from a lot of people, bro. Cynthia Cooper actually coached at the school I played basketball at in college, which is Prairie View and University. It's a HBCU D1. Yeah. And Coop was a girls' coach, so I've been knowing Coop since like 2006. And so I ain't gonna lie, man. Being around Coop was like looking at like Kobe, dog. Like Kobe, man, Coop would cuss dudes out like ain't no business. And so it was so dope to watch her because I grew up again in Houston. So I'm used to the Comets winning every year. So that's where I came in to love the WNBA. Now do I still love it? Not so much. However, I think that they're doing a good job
coming in.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of getting some marquee names, and the girls are doing a better job of promoting themselves individually. That's why people watch a team sport for individuals. So, the better looking girls, they're doing a good job of putting them out there. I'm just saying it's part of the thing. People like facial recognition and what have you. So, the point I led in with the Coop part is because I used to like great, because Coop played overseas. She was well seasoned. She came in the WNBA like 32 or something like that with Cheryl Swoop. So I'm used to seeing WNBA excellence when I got to love the game, the girls' game, that is. Now, a lot of women that guys can't associate with, but again, this new batch has been really good. Like Brittany Griner, man, she actually went to the rival high school of mine in Houston. She was dunking on girls in high school. You understand what I'm saying? So have girls who are more athletic, that's going to get guys to want to watch the product. And I think the WNBA is doing a better job of getting more. Well, I mean, the game, when it gets global, more girls who are athletic, more girls who got, they actually are interested in basketball at a younger age. And it's making the product better overall, man. I must say that.
Definitely. That's what I'm noticing. I definitely like the young players, the young women that's in there. It seemed like that it's becoming more marketable. I definitely could say that. Let's keep it on the women. You just recently did a high profile interview yourself with a woman, the lovely, like you said, the opinionated, and the beautiful Holly Heat. Let's talk about connected with Miss Holly Heat, because Flight Sports TV, we want to know what's going on.
Yeah, so Holly Heat, if y'all don't know, she got that Woody, with the brothers know what that's all about. But Holly's actually a part of my Facebook group, which I started 10 years ago, Hoop Jargon. So on Instagram and on YouTube, everybody called me Hoop Jargon. But as you see it say Cliff Notes, my real name is Cliff Franks. And I actually forgot to change the tag. I do another little thing where I talk about just introspective stuff. So that's what the Cliff Notes is about. Anywho, Holly Heat has been in my group for since about 2015. She's very opinionated. She has a lot of relationships with a lot of professional players, and then we just been cool since about 2015. And she's been seeing my YouTube channel do its thing, and I'm like, dude, get your ass on YouTube, people. Anytime she puts something out, everybody like to see what she say. So she's starting to get her thing going back again. Even though on sports we don't agree on nothing. She likes the worst teams. She likes all that. She likes the Houston teams. I hate all the Houston teams except the Astros. Shout out to Astros. But you know what I'm saying? So we just built that relationship because we always, and I was one of the dudes, I never came in there thirsty, because she's used to guys trying to, advance on her or whatever. So I just always kept it a beam with her. Like I never had no interest in doing that, but I saw what she could be. Like she is a galvanizing personality. So, I had to drag her on there, but I think she did well, man. I think she has a very strong footing on this YouTube sphere, man, that she gets on it consistently.
Definitely. I definitely is a lot of advancement for a lot of people coming on YouTube right now. I'm just saying it don't take much, especially with a following on these other platforms that you said, Twitter, Instagram, taking these other platforms serious. The transition to YouTube, it'll be tremendous. Let's get it. And also on your channel, I noticed with you cover the HBCUs. You're very vocal on Black colleges, athletes looking into going to some of these HBCUs instead of going to the common situation that these athletes do. You see Deion Sanders transforming situations, laying the platform for hopefully other athletes to come in and coach at HBCUs and bring those situations to newer heights. What's your thoughts on the HBCU and the future and the athletes, and will it be a valuable option for some of these marquee athletes?
Hell yeah. Because again, I played D1 ball at Prairie View, and that's a HBCU. I played against several NBA players, two of which who went to the NBA from a HBCU. Trey Johnson is one. He played for the Lakers. He played for the Hornets. He graduated the same year I did in 2007. So I saw like crazy talent. I mean, and we know the traditional talent, like the Lindsey Hunters of the world. The Grambling played for the Knicks. Was it not Walt Frazier? I can't think of his name. It'll come to me. Football, the Michael Strahans of the world, the Jerry Rices of the world, the Walter Paytons of the world. Like it's so much talent in the HBCU circuit. Oh, Mikael Gladden is another NBA player I played against. He went to Alabama A&M. So I know the talent there. I played against Chris Bosh's little brother, Joel Bosh. Joel could go too. You know what I'm saying? So it's something I always knew. It's just, you just never know how people gonna receive HBCU sports. But I think and shout out DJ, man. Me and him have committed to highlight it because more people need to talk about it. And I'm glad. Yeah, I'm not a big protest fan and all that. But I in a sense, I'm glad the social activism got guys want to go to an HBCU that they would never consider. Like Hersey Miller, Master P's second youngest son. Like Shaquille O'Neal's youngest son, like Buddy, he went to Alabama State. The dude that highly athletic, I forget his name.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm listening to you. My bad.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, so these high profile guys are giving HBCUs a look when the talent always been there. If y'all know, man, ain't nothing like playing in the SWAC. And I'm sure the MEAC is the same way. I never played a MEAC school, so I can't speak on that. But it's always been high level, and these leagues put pros in next level. So I figured I should cover it, man. And so my best video I did 25K covering Deion, man. So, I think the story need to be told by multiple outlets, man, so more people can be, aware to what's going on.
Definitely, and not just in football, basketball as well. Because could you imagine if an HBCU was able to get a guy like a Zion Williamson level player? It won't take much for more athletes to think HBCUs. How many people will want to come play with Zion Williamson? You have people flocking to that HBCU. You understand? So
Absolutely.
it only takes one, so let's hope eventually that something comes to fruition. So
Absolutely.
let's back to the Pelicans situation. What's your thoughts on Lonzo Ball? Because here on Flight Sports TV, we're very pissed off and disgusted at what's going on with Lonzo Ball and the situation, the log jam at the point guard position up in New Orleans that's been happening. You're
Yeah.
talking about all these guards. I'm pretty sure you know their names. I mean, we got a Bledsoe. We got so many point guards they're starting too. They got Bledsoe starting as well. You got him. You got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They just drafted Kyra. The point Zion. Brandon Ingram got to get his touches, bringing the ball up the floor. The list goes on. I mean, how the hell do we have a point guard of this level? You understand? Playmaking ability. Magic Johnson came on live TV and said there's no point guard with a higher basketball IQ than Lonzo Ball. But yeah, you got 4 or 5 and sometimes more players bringing the ball up the floor. What the hell is going on in New Orleans?
Well, I got 3 letters for you. AAU. That is the biggest birth child, discombobulation of AAU talent. So AAU talent is basically too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, man. So everybody want to be a point forward. Everybody want to be the playmaker. Everybody want to be a creator. Hell, I seen JJ Redick a year ago trying to play make. Too many damn Chiefs, man. They need an Indian. You got the smartest Indian, according to Magic, in the NBA. The smartest Chief. And now I said this on the live he had yesterday. Now he got to start asserting himself too. Now, ask Chris Paul. Chris Paul, the littlest dude on every team he done played for. But you be damned if it don't begin and end through Chris Paul. You understand what I'm saying? And Zoe is just as high as a profile player as far as being drafted highly and having that type of cachet on the team.
Definitely.
And Zoe just got to start cashing in on it, like LaMelo does. LaMelo used to get on people's ass, man. And Zoe just got to do a little more because, man, if anybody play any level of high school, varsity, college, or whatever, pro, the locker room is a pecking order, dog. If you're not letting your nuts hang in that locker room, guys are just going to feel like they can do whatever. So I'm not in the locker room, obviously. But if I'm reading body language, if I'm reading how guys just, look Zoe off and go bring it up court, I would say it's a hierarchy issue that needs to be addressed, man. And that's why I don't want him back on that situation because for whatever reason, he lost that ability to be the chief in that tribe or whatever.
Yeah, he can't go back to New Orleans. If it ain't shit out Lonzo, he can't go back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
It just can't happen. But I mean, it is a straight up mess going on there. Me and my personal opinion, I think the New Orleans situation. I think the fact that Lonzo wasn't bringing the ball up the floor, I think that got some of these people fired. I think eventually more people will get fired. But when the answer is clearly just give Lonzo Ball the basketball and everybody get the hell out the way and get in position, and he's going to feed you. And I think everybody would have still been employed if they actually followed those guidelines. But the situation that's going on is going to get Griffin fired. Griffin has got to go. It's just a mess, man. I want Lonzo in a good situation. We talk about a guy like Ben Simmons, for instance. Similar stat lines as Lonzo. Ben Simmons maxed out. You understand? But I think the difference between Lonzo and Ben Simmons is people don't realize Lonzo has not been in a situation where people believe in him. The organization gives him that belief.
Agreed.
Okay, because Ben Simmons was the organization was patient with him. They didn't judge him. They had his backing. Even before Doc Rivers, after they got eliminated, he said something crazy. But all playoffs long, he was standing. I'm not benching Ben Simmons, and he's a worse shooter than Lonzo.
Yeah, by far.
This dude can't do nothing. He can't hit a free throw. Can't do shit. I mean, not even a 15-footer. So I mean, I just feel like Lonzo, he need to get in a situation where you got an organization with the utmost belief in him, to let him screw up, let him make a mistake, let things like that occur, because that's the only way he's going to progress, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on Lonzo not getting the backing of these organizations, the Lakers, obviously what's going on with the Pelicans? It seems like it's always a quick trigger with Lonzo. All season long, trade rumors, Lakers trade rumors. What's going on?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna just be brutally honest, man. And I know some, and I was looking at the chat a little bit that they think the organization not backing them, and I'm with that. I think the Lakers did back them. I think their just implementation was just horrible. It was horrible. Like you can't yank and pull a guy who's used to just having. I compare. Lonzo to like a Peyton Manning kind of guy. You got to just let him go out there and have his fingerprints on everything. He's not a guy that you're going to just like, you can't turn Peyton Manning into a system quarterback at his apex. You got to let him just go trust that he knows every position. He knows where everybody needs to be and to get them where they need to be. So with the, you know, so I think a lot of people don't appreciate that ability about Lonzo, maybe because he don't speak up for himself. I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. I'm only speculating. So all I do know is how, you know, power goes in this world. When you don't assert yourself, you leave yourself open to, you know, things to happen that you can't necessarily put your fingerprints on. So I got to just assume, at least for the Lakers, at least, that he just ain't speak up enough because I just don't think, I mean, because Luke Walton, I mean, he ain't doing a great job at Sacramento either. So obviously it wasn't Zoe. Obviously, you know, it was some implementation with Zoe's performance. Now, I do want, again, I'm not going to back off this, y'all. If it's, because here's what starts to happen. When you go from location to location to location, you keep blaming the front office. Eventually, you got to start blaming you. That's like a girl who date a dude who a dog, a dude who a dog, a dude who a dog. And after a while, it's like, all right, you may need to change some stuff up because you attract a certain type of situation. If you go, you understand where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
So you know, so I'm not going to put it all on Zoe. But I do think he needs a fresh start. He needs to go somewhere where they can appreciate the skill set he has because he's going to be a very smart player. He's going to play for a long time. And I think he's going to be a body of work guy. When the work is done, you're going to be like, man, Lonzo Ball is a solid-ass point guard. I think that's more slated to him kind of being the generational talent that was his trajectory early on. I think we all can understand that.
I think he could have been that if he was if he stayed in LA, you know, and
for sure,
and had some patience, like what happened with the Kings. You know, I don't mean to cut you off, but De'Aaron Fox, they never won a damn thing. Ben Simmons, you know, he look at all the patience was up there, but those are two similar players in my opinion. Everybody just say Fox is 30 times better than Lonzo, but Fox ain't been to the playoffs. Fox and Lonzo Ball's teams have always been a little bit closer to the playoffs than De'Aaron Fox's teams, and people don't point that out. You know, Fox, he was in some trade rumors too. De'Aaron Fox. I'm a believer that Fox is going to get traded. I'm just pointing that out because I've heard it before that Fox could get traded. You know.
Well, so I'm from Houston, so I'm always going to root for De'Aaron Fox. You know what I'm saying? I watched him play when he was a kid at I think Side Lakes High School he went to. So I'm always going to ride with Fox. But yeah, so people like to use Fox as the anti-Lonzo Ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, but if you look at it, Fox ain't really did shit either. Now, is he a better player at this point? Yeah, we can say that. But what has he done, though? Like, he ain't really done nothing. So, like, you can't just act like he just, like you say, 40 times better than Zoe. I'm like, no. You just like his game better because he's more athletic, because he's faster, he dunks. He does stuff that, you know, the casual fan likes. But Zoe does all that stuff that puts it's called the minutia. He puts that whole thing together, man. If you watch him play, if you know basketball, it is beautiful to watch how Lonzo thinks basketball, man. That dude is very much head and shoulders above a lot of his peers.
Right. What's going on, Dom King? You in the building?
What's good, y'all, man? Hey, real quick, because I can't stay on long. Shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. This is my first time being on live with you. Shout out to Flight. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Just want to show y'all some love. But real quick, man, I think this season going to be special. Or this offseason going to be real special for Lonzo. I don't really got much to say. Like I said, I'm in and out. But I think you guys are both going to be shocked about the location that he ends up settling in. And it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be exciting. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But real quick, I wanted to shout y'all both out. Hop on, show some love, and then just leave it at that.
Holla, man. That's crazy that he said that. He didn't mention the team.
He gave you a teaser.
Hey, look. So, look, I'll throw it out before I leave. This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
And shout out to Uncle Vern, you know, because he been preaching this for I don't know how long. But I think that boy going to Charlotte. What up, Ray?
That's Uncle Vern right there.
What's up with you? Hey, but I think
we mentioned
I'll just leave it at that.
That's definitely Uncle Vern right there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We got Rave Kingdom in the building.
What up?
What's good, Rave?
Y'all talking about that Lonzo Ball. Man, I was actually listening to earlier, man. Y'all was giving out some good information, man. I respect y'all bringing out the HBCUs, man, especially me being young, you know what I'm saying? And y'all talking about college. That's cool that there's you know, people that can actually talk about things like that. Not everything has to be just basketball. Just life in general. Because you don't know who you can actually be getting good touch to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People out there really like listening sometimes. That really wants to know some stuff. So I appreciate that though, especially me being young.
How old are you, bro?
I'm actually 23.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I know I got some a lot learning. Like I know I learned some stuff, but hey, we got a lot more learning to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel
That's
like
what it is. I'm 37, still learning, bro. I learned from y'all youngest. I learned a lot from DKM. That boy 20. So I mean, you always can learn your whole life, bro.
Right. And I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, that's an amazing topic that I'm talking about because Lonzo Ball is in the biggest state. It's crazy because, like I said, Lonzo Ball has so many options, and he could literally go anywhere. But at the same time, it also has what's his name? David Griffin has his fate though in his hands though too. I forget that sometimes, and that kind of pisses me off because what if? Because we heard how David Griffin, disrespected him. What if he does something that's like out of the blue, just trading to the Pistons or something, just makes us mad or something. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't want him to do nothing so retarded, and it's crazy because knowing David Griffin, he might do something that retarded, and especially he's already out the door himself. He'd be like, you know what? Forget this team and start trading Lonzo to some crazy place. I'm pissing. It's gonna make me mad. You know
This
what I'm
happened before.
Right.
That's crazy.
So we're gonna see, man, because and every time I feel like, Lonzo's going to the Knicks, but then I get some crazy information that Lonzo might go to the Hornets. Then even when I say Hornets, but then there's a lot of information that he might be going back to Lakers. So it's like every time I start thinking of a team that I feel like he's going to go, there's always more information that can make, oh snap, he actually might be going somewhere else. So it's like really hard to determine.
Yeah, that's crazy. We'll figure the whole situation out. Like I said, it could be a definite surprise. Like we said, the sign and trade is real that we stated before. It's crazy. Cliff, look, I've got a question for you. For me, what sparked you into the Ball family? And with Lonzo, LaMelo, and the guys. What I'll say for me personally, it was LeVar Ball. He inspired me. I loved the way he was bigging up his sons. It was like something like, I think everybody wants a father. That does that, goes the extra mile, speaks for you publicly, like with the utmost, ready to lay it on the line. Like I was inspired, like I was inspired by LeVar Ball, to be a father. I have kids, and I want to follow. I feel like LeVar laid the blueprint. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Train your kids. You could, maybe possibly monetize, get a business. All these things I want to do for my sons. I got 2 boys. I'm about to have a daughter next month. I thought I was going to have 3 boys like LeVar. I thought it was going to be crazy. So for me, what's some of your what inspired you about the Ball family?
Man, that's a great question, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, man. So people call me in my Facebook group a ball hugger because all I saw was that basically I support the family so much because there's so much bullshit hate that comes their way. And it's okay if you don't like LeVar's personality, but it's just misinformation. That's actually why I became a fan of Ball Facts, like right when he got monetized, like when he was on the upswing. Because he was the only one on YouTube talking about that. So, and I was like, damn, I'll do the same shit. I'd be in these same situations talking about like, dog, y'all just making this stuff up. So I covered, like I told y'all, I wasn't taking YouTube that serious. If you look about 3 years ago, they did a big baller challenge when they was in Lithuania. I covered that, and the video did well, but I ain't do nothing else for like 2 years. Right. But anywho, I just saw like it was a captivating story. It was a guy like, and I'm not gonna front, when LeVar first started talking, I was like, who is this dude? And like, cause I run this big ass sports group, and people start talking about, I'm like, this dude, shut up. And then I didn't like him at first, but then I was just like, man, let me just listen, because I'm a salesman, so I'm like, let me just listen to what he's saying. And when I heard him talk, I'm like, okay, I get he's a little annoying if you don't like that type of personality, but what is he saying wrong? Like, I don't understand what y'all so upset about. So when I used to see how like grown ass black men, well, it's white dudes who critique him heavily too, but in my group it's mostly black men. I'm like, why does this bother you? Why do you bother about a man speaking power into his kids? And it struck me because a lot of black men are not used to that. They're not used to a man presiding over them and speaking life into them unabashedly. So once I kind of started, just like you, when I caught wind of what LeVar was really doing, I was like, oh shit, I'm for this all the way. And then I could see Lonzo could play. When Lonzo could hoop for UCLA, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board. And then I saw, now I'm not gonna lie, then I liked LaMelo at first. We shot that half court shot and scored 92. I was like, I'm a hoops purist. I really am. I'm a basketball purist.
You say you didn't like him? Like, what you mean?
No.
Like,
No way.
I'm a hoops purist. I like basketball played the right way. Again, I play at a high enough level where that's how I see basketball. But I try not to be an old head where I cannot understand, like, in the new wave, things go a little differently. So once I saw that LaMelo, like after he played Zion and when he was 16 years old in Vegas, I saw he had substance to his game too. That's when I started to like him. And then when the next year, when he went overseas to Lithuania, when everybody was clowning him, I was like, that nigga can play. Because he started passing like Lonzo. He got that wiggle, that LaMelo got that Enzo don't have. And he got that to-do personality. I was like, that dude is gonna be a top draft pick. I said that early. When everybody was clowning, everybody was laughing. And y'all look at my old YouTube video, it's 2017. I said he's gonna be a top 5 pick, top 10 to 5 pick when it's all said and done. I said that when nobody would say it. So all that shit is why I cover the family, and that's why I'm such a supporter. Because people just flat out lie on them when they can hoop, they can play. And there's a lot of talent there.
For me, it's just all about learning players. I wanted to understand a player from a personal level. So when I learned about the Ball family, it's all about, because I used to hear the hate they always get, and I'm just like, I don't understand. So I was intrigued to understand them more on a much personal level. And it all started with LaMelo, with his 92-point game, because I too was not big on him at first. I was like, 92 points, like, I want to know what it's truly about. So I started checking the Ball in the family and understanding them more closely, to understand them as people rather than athletes. Because people, he's just like understanding Michael Jordan. People cannot, and specifically Jordan fans, they cannot separate Jordan the player and Jordan the person. Like, if you say Jordan is a terrible owner, Jordan fans will just come at you and be like, but Jordan is good. But that's the thing. You got to separate the person from the athlete. So when it comes to the person, I wanted to understand what the Ball brothers are as people. And I realized that they're just guys that they're trained to succeed. And their father put so much on them. So when it comes to LeVar, I'm just like, the reason I'm just confused why it gets hate. Because I too was one of the people who used to critique it and be like, yo, you just let your sons be who they are. And I start to understand that he's just doing what's best for his kids and doing what a dad's supposed to do. So I start to come to that understanding myself.
Right, I got you. So, I got a question for you, Hoop Jargon. With obviously the Pelicans. Let's talk about Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. To me, it seemed like Lonzo was put in a situation with the Pelicans of a team of misfits. It was crazy how you had Lonzo and goddamn who the hell Bledsoe and obviously. You got Drew Holiday, who's going to the finals. I believe he damn near had a triple double if he didn't get it. What a fucking heist! Excuse me, but I'm just saying they pulled the big heist. With Drew Holiday, to get that return. I mean, that's what the Pelicans were missing all season long was Drew Holiday. When they stumbled on some losses that they could have flipped, that Drew would have flipped, but it was a team of misfits. So, what's your thoughts on? Obviously, Lonzo and Bledsoe don't fit. What's going on with the Zion and Brandon Ingram? I don't believe they fit. What's your thoughts?
Man, you know what? If they didn't have this ego or they had this reputation to live up to, that actually would be a killer mix between Zion, and B.I. Because their games in this right context, they fit well. You got a stretch 3-4 guy in BI. You got you a, you can use him as a Draymond, a better version of Draymond, obviously, with Zion. And then you got Zoe, who just selfless. Like, that's what you want for two guys who can score, in different ways, in different parts of the court. That it wouldn't be a log jam. But the problem is everybody think they're the chief. Like I led in with. Everybody think they want to bring the ball up. Everybody want to be the new hybrid point forward. So it's no pecking order. So it's a free-for-all. And it's almost like when you got too much of something, you ain't got shit. Just like in football. You got 2 quarterbacks, you got 0 quarterbacks. And that's what's going on with the Pelicans. And today fixed that dynamic. One got to go. I hate it because they all good guys. I like all 3 dudes. But today fixed that dynamic. You're going to keep seeing the same shit over and over.
I think it's Brandon Ingram's ego. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people this like, I don't know, they get mad because they don't want me to put shame on Brandon Ingram's, on his name, because Brandon Ingram has done the good stats that he has done, and he has hit that all-star, type of skill level. So a lot of people don't like when I say this, but it's just, for me, I really think it's his ego. I think it's really Brandon Ingram, because I seen it when Lonzo was drafted. Brandon Ingram literally, and him and Kuzma just kept spamming Lonzo to pass the ball to him. Not that it was an issue. We knew Lonzo had no problem passing the ball to him. It's just I saw Brandon Ingram that give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? And I saw it's very dominant. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. And for when you have a dominant voice of Brandon Ingram, and then you got Zion Williamson, who is very ball dominant, it's like, bro, it's not going to really mix well. Like I said, I already know a lot of people is going to see. I already see in comment sections now. I knew they were going to do that, because I hate when I bring up BI and then people start thinking I'm blaming him. I'm not blaming Brandon Ingram, but I just know that Ingram's ego is very, very strong, because you can see it. If you didn't watch the Pelicans games, if you watch Pelicans games, you would know Brandon Ingram has a huge ego about that. I've seen it.
In my opinion, BI has a huge ego, bro. Think about it. He's one of the stars on the team. So I think I would counter Rave's point and say that if I want to choose, and I've said it in the private comment, that Zoe's at a point where he has to decide his fate.
Right.
So at this point, I would say it's best for Zoe to go, because, like Hugh Jargon was saying, 2 quarterbacks, there's no quarterbacks. So you don't want to have a case where a team would want to run point guard through their power forward, and then you have a point guard who's a pass first point guard at the same time. So you have to decide who has to go. So you have to choose, like, this guy gotta go. And unless they have to let Zoe be himself, which is the facilitator, Lonzo's not gonna stay. So it's best to just leave for his own good.
Right, and we want to see Lonzo get most improved. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see him getting most improved with Brandon Ingram. Not that I didn't want to see that. I would love to see Lonzo play well with Carr and all the people that he started with. You know what I'm saying? And get all those accolades and stuff, and be the player that we all thought Zoe. But I just don't see Zoe being with BI, because BI is trying to do his thing and Zoe's trying to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it ain't gonna work.
I agree, because BI wants to do everybody's job.
I want to say something. We got my man Dave James. Come on, bro. Jargon. That's my man Dave James. I got my man to come up right now. What's up, he put me in a lot of videos. What's going on, Dave? Dave, you in the building?
What's up, Flight? Come on, bro. Yeah. Fly, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Fly, you hear me?
Yeah.
We all hear you, man.
You good?
Blaming are we gonna blame Brandon Ingram? Are you serious, bro?
No, we're not blaming Brandon Ingram.
You didn't
Listen closely. Dave, we're saying that ego.
Yeah.
His ego have an issue.
He asked us why does the BI Zion and Zoe doesn't officially work as we expected it to
Not
work.
BI's fault.
I didn't say it's his fault. I said it's Brandon Ingram's ego. I didn't say this fault. That's why I knew I said it before I even said okay.
That's the. Remember, I just mentioned that.
Yeah,
I remember, Ray. Remember, I just mentioned that we need to separate the athlete versus the person.
Yeah.
Dave James is doing that again. You can't separate them.
Yeah, it's all good.
He's thinking that we're talking about personality. We're not talking athletics.
Yeah,
we're talking the personality. Look at the personality, not the athletic, how good he is as an athlete. That's what we're saying.
Separate Brent Ingram is going to be this amazing all-star, and that is absolutely amazing. And I hope all his endeavors, you know what I'm saying? Right. But if BI wants to do his all-star thing, he got to do that, separately on the Miami Heat or something or some team.
No. I think Brandon Ingram can stay. I think Brandon Ingram can stay. He just needs to learn that he needs to make sacrifice.
Okay,
Zion already don't like it. I mean, Zion already don't like it.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
Cliff. Yeah, hoop jogging, you there?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to take a trip to the restroom. I'm back.
What I was going to ask you was, obviously, everybody's in an uproar about the situation with these guys not the team not fitting. Obviously, we see what happened with my man Van Gundy. He got his ass out the door. Could this be fixed with a coach? Is this a situation where they don't fit, or is it a situation where they didn't have the right coach in place? What's your thoughts?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of lack of direction. Mm-hmm. So when your team has lack of direction, it's a free-for-all. So when your GM is not putting talent together that matches, that's going to lead to friction. When your GM is not hiring the right head coach that is not demanding players do, you're here. It's non-negotiable. You're going to have discord. If you don't have a point guard or a player who sifts out the pecking order correctly, like a Chris Paul, you're going to have discord. So people, one coach I give a lot of credit to is Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spo came in a relatively unknown former video guy. He told LeBron, he told Bosh, he told Wade where they had their ass at. When everybody was like, man, Pat Riley become coach. But he had that personality. Was like, this is what we're running. You're playing defense. Because if you remember, like Chris Bosh, there's something, man. You trying to make us play all this defense, man. We ain't here for that. We just do our thing. But you need a coach like that who's going to establish a culture, or a GM who's going to put the right talent together. So if you're devoid of both of those two things, it's going to be like blaming. You see that little meme of the Spider-Man pointing to the other Spider-Man? That's what it's going to be. Everybody going to blame the next person because there's no damn order. So, it's always going to be that way until you establish a damn order.
Well, it's funny. Hold on, wait a second. It's funny that you're right there. Pause. What's up with the coach? You understand? What some of the guys you have in mind? Me personally, it's a tricky situation because are you thinking of a coach with Lonzo, without Lonzo? I mean, so I'm thinking if it's up to me with Lonzo, I'm thinking Mike D'Antoni. I would love to see Lonzo Ball being the point guard of his system. I just feel like that system has just birthed a lot of point guards. I mean, he was doing a lot with Chris Duhon. I don't even know about Chris Duhon. Young viewers, Jeremy Lin. I mean, players that we don't even know about. Kendall Marshall that we stated before. I'm thinking him with Lonzo. If they don't have Lonzo, I'm thinking you need to get a strong head coach in there because I feel like once Lonzo leaves, that locker room is going to fall apart. So you're going to have to need a strong head coach, something like a Billups, but obviously he's out of there, but I know Mark Jackson is not going to get considered. Who's the right coach for this team?
Man, as of today, right now, I can't see nobody that could. It's gonna have to be a younger guy who understands young guy. Because I mean, they tried, with who they just get rid of before. They got rid of what? Monty Williams?
Gentry.
Gentry. I was confused him too. Gentry. So it's like
Gentry was the best coach for all of them.
He's a good coach. It's just when Byron Scott tried to coach the Lakers when they were young, when D'Lo was there at first. it's a disconnect from culture, and if you don't know how to get through that type of level and age of players, it's gonna be tough. And I'm sure Stan Van Gundy suffered some of that too. And he's been off of coaching so long too, like off and on. Like I don't understand that hiring at all. But to your point, I would love to see. I would love to see Mike D'Antoni go there because I keep it a bean. I hate Mike D'Antoni. I think that's a bullshit.
Yo, I'm gonna have to disagree.
I don't like
honestly.
I'm explaining why before you go.
I'm gonna have to disagree, but you can go ahead. Go ahead.
My reason is this. So if you're gonna have that type of talent together, you're gonna have to run. Lonzo, his whole life has learned to get the ball up the court to the right person, score quick, score early, score often. So with that 7-second offense that Mike D'Antoni has, that accentuates what Lonzo does best. So if you're gonna do that, he's assistant coach right now. You can pull him off that Nets bench. Let's be real. So if you're gonna do that, do that. Now it may be a young guy who want to cut teeth with that, and I'm down with that. I just can't name a name right now. I can't even think of somebody who would. I mean, I would think David Fizdale, but Fizdale need to go relearn his craft because he had 2 cracks in the whip and he was terrible. So you know what I'm saying? Just because he's a brother, I ain't gonna just say his name now. Fizdale got to go learn his craft.
Yeah. Now let me explain why I disagree with who.
Fizdale need to coach a team full of stars.
Man, shit.
Yo, I gotta disagree with you here because in terms of coaching, the real problem with the Pelicans is that they don't have a coach that actually knows how to manage egos. That's one. 2, they don't have a consistent system that works for every player. Those are the 2 problems. Because think about it. When you want to run point guard with a power forward whose whole college life has been to be a guy who cuts to the basket, catch lobs, go in the post, play basically like a big man. Why are you gonna tell him to play point guard? Because he played point guard in school.
I said that.
So you need a coach that can manage players' egos and get like Brandon Ingram to be more of a team player instead of actually just taking 25 shots at a game.
I agree with you.
So in my recommendation, I say Theresa Weatherspoon because that's what the locker room wants.
They want what?
Theresa Weatherspoon. Get someone
that WNBA player.
No. Yeah, they're that.
Half of that team don't want no Theresa Weatherspoon,
bro.
Or get some, or Fred Vincent.
No, some people want to
Fred Vincent is another one.
No, dog.
No charity case.
I gotta see a girl coach do it first, man. I'm not doing that till I see it. Becky Hammond, I know she's doing a great job with the Spurs, but till you take over men by yourself,
I don't even want Becky Hammond on that team.
You talking about egos now, boy. I can't wait until she got to be a coach, boy.
Come on.
I'll tell you.
You gonna see some egos, all right?
Griffin is gonna handpick one of his flunkies. Watch.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Since we're talking about the team, because we was talking about Bi, Zion, and Zoe. Since we're talking about the team, I feel like the issue was just everything and all. It was the front office, it was the training staff, it was everybody. I'm ready to blame everybody. It was the water boy. It pissed me off because I just like I don't understand what was your goal of how you came up with things. You see, you lied to us in the press conference. Right, and you made us feel like y'all understood what y'all was doing with the team, and when y'all was going to build around the, you know what I'm saying, y'all was going to build around this force of Zion and the Zoe. So you know, we was feeling okay with it, but what we saw was totally opposite of what you said we was going to see. You know what I'm saying? So we realized that you was lying to us. So then when you watch the players. Like, what are we doing where we got Steven Adams popping threes and dribbling like he's so what? What are we doing? What's going on? I don't get it. And if you're if you're building around Zion, if you want to do point Zion, okay, let's do point Zion. You trade away a shooter, you know what I'm saying? You pick up James Johnson, all right? No disrespect to him. No disrespect to him. How old is he? 50, 55, 56? I don't know. You know, so I don't get it.
And he looked good in the first 2 games.
Oh yeah, he did that. Yeah, that really helped. First 2 games, that really helped. Woo, 2 games. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, it's like enough is enough, and I really feel like Zoe is at that point where, like, bro, enough is enough, bro, because
he has to decide his fate.
Right, because it's like, man, there's no way. That's why Zoe was like, I have to bet on myself and not sign this contract because I don't want to be with y'all no more. And they have to separate because you cannot tell me that you want somebody to be a part of an organization that says, hey, I'm going to build around you, but I'm going to mess you up by throwing Steven Adams clogging up the paint, and let me put 2 point guards out there, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
That's a never ending story, and we forget all about Steven Adams, the volleyball player.
I think they need to let Steven Adams go. Like, Steven Adams is not worth it. Get rid of his contract, trade him somewhere. He's not.
Somebody got to pick it up though. Somebody got to pick that shit up.
Yeah, he's not worth it, man. Like, because Steven Adams is just ruined the balance of the team. They need a big man that can stretch the floor, maybe like a Kevin Love or something, like somebody that can stretch the floor. Even Jackson Hayes would help. Just bench his ass. He's not worth it.
Kevin Love ain't coming around the corner. I can tell you that.
I said Jackson Hayes.
I got another question for you, Cliff. How the hell did the Pelicans miss the playoffs? We obviously see some of the players in Zion's draft class who's made the playoffs. We see RJ made it, Ja made it. We just seen what Cam Reddish just did. I don't know if Cam Reddish just lit it up, even though they lost.
21 tonight, I think.
Yeah, he buckets tonight and the last game. You know, it seems to be everybody is flourishing, you know, at the next level in the postseason. But Zion and the Pelicans are at home. I know that we wanted to think Lonzo has something to do with it this time. How the hell did Zion? What happened? How did Pelicans miss the playoffs, man? Because it was right there for the taking at some point in the season.
Both years.
And they just let it completely slip out of their hands, man. What is it going to take for them to make the playoffs? Assuming, let's just say, how the hell didn't they make the playoffs this season? Because I don't believe Lonzo going to be there next season.
They can't finish games, man, and that's a sign of a team that don't have an identity. When it's time to lock in, they can't. It's nothing they can draw from, which tells me they bullshit around a lot. Because most teams, when it come down to winning time, they on lockstep and they know where to be. They know what to do. And the Pelicans go by their goddamn seat of their pants. How many times you see motherfuckers just going one-on-one when you need to move the damn ball, man? What are you doing? All they see is you in the basket. Well, I see Josh Hart sometimes thinking he goddamn, Ray Allen sometimes. Like, dude, what are you doing? So, again, it shows me there's no pecking order. Nobody can tell somebody like, man, if you don't pass that goddamn ball, coach, get his ass out. It's no leadership. So you going to crumble when other teams lock in because they had problems solidifying close games, which they were in, which they should have won. Both years. Before the bubble, same thing. It was gift wrap for them to get in for the bubble. All they want to do run up and shoot damn long threes. JJ Redick was acting like he Ray Allen all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, there's no check and balance to the damn to the program. So that's why I think the main problem is it's no direction. So it's a free-for-all. You better hope you hit all your shots. Because if you don't, you're going to get your ass wore out by a team that's hungry for it.
Right.
And they want to feel like they can fix it sitting Lonzo on the damn bench the whole fourth quarter. But okay,
that's the wrong thing to do.
And they're so stupid, bro. Like I said, I don't understand any direction to this team. I don't get it.
You want to know what's funny, guys? When I noticed, you notice that whenever they run Lonzo's way, they win by a large margin. But whenever they now say, let's take the ball out of Lonzo's hands because we now got to run point Zion all the time, it's like their chance of winning shrinks very quickly. Like, another thing is, like, the Pelicans, they're even much worse than the Hornets. Like, they're worse. Like, let's start with no structure. Their offense is not structured. The Hornets are structured. They just don't have. They're just predictable. One is like it's just a messed up offense. I don't want to cuss. It's just so messed up that you can't even know
Man,
who's the point guard
man, fuck
because
it.
everybody wants to play point guard.
Sports TV, man, we ain't political correct. Fucking tracks. Fuck it. I'm fucking
No, it's crazy. No, it's crazy though because the Pelicans they literally was like if y'all remember if you watch the Pelicans games, the Pelicans like did like a good run with the bench, right?
right.
And they was down by like 5 with fourth quarter. It was like down by like 5 points, fourth quarter with like maybe like 4 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. He still kept the bench in to play the rest of that game. I was like, Stan, if you don't put the starters back in so they can go at it and push it to the lead, no, you can continue the game with the bench. I was like, no, you can't do that. If these are your starters that you consider your starters, you have to let them finish the game, bro. And I get it. You want to respect the bench for turning the game around and bringing the lead back, and like I can respect that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, hey, it's crucial time now. It's 2 minutes left with three. They're down by 4 points. The bench did their thing, celebrate, giving them flowers. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's time for y'all to sit down.
Right.
If I'm a coach, hey, it's time for y'all to sit down. I appreciate y'all for doing your thing. Now we got hopefully Lonzo, Zion, Bi. They snap back into the game and they gotta finish this game out. You can't have your whole bench squad finishing the game. We got Nika Melli at center trying to finish the game. That don't make sense. But go ahead.
Yeah, but hold on, wait a second. I got a question for you, Cliff. We'll be remiss if we don't talk about it. We got the finals matchup. Suns Bucks.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Sheesh.
And why? How many games? Talk to
I'm
me.
not gonna lie. I love this series because it's new blood. I'm a Lakers fan, so of course I want the Lakers to win every year. But I've always liked the classic point guard, so I'm gonna go Chris Paul, man. Chris Paul has had his career the right way, man, and he a dude who played basketball the right way. And I saw Jamal Crawford had a dope ass quote. He said that the mid range is like a jab to keep the defender honest, like boxing. And that's what the mid range is. In this era, everybody act like, the mid range, that's a waste of shot. You shoot a three because you get more points and blah, blah, blah. Chris Paul played the game how he learned the game, how the guys in the 80s, 90s played the game. Steph uses mid range too. Everybody talk about his threes, he used mid range as well. So I think this would be the perfect cherry because me and Chris Paul are the same age. This is the perfect cherry for the top of his career. So I would love, and I like D Book, I like Aiden. So I would love for the Phoenix Suns to take it over. I like Giannis Antetokounmpo a lot too. So I mean, I guess it's a loser in this one. But if I had to pick, I'm riding with the Suns, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I want Chris Paul to get. It's kind of crazy because I want Chris Paul to get his first ring because that's obviously my era. I'm 28. You understand? So, but I watched Chris Paul when he came. I remember watching him with my father and shit like that. When he was with the New Orleans Hornets when he first came in, he was like a commodity. Like LeBron, Wade, and all of them was in the league already. They was like kind of just going into superstardom, and they was just picking up Chris Paul. Like it was letting everybody know this the second coming right here. Chris Paul, he had a squad up there with the New Orleans Hornets. With Page, he had Desmond Mason and them, P. West. That team was set.
Tyson Chandler.
I mean, yeah, that team was set. Yeah, Tyson Chandler, young Chandler. So hold on, wait a second. I'm kind of torn because it's like I want them to win the ring, but my basketball intellect is telling me the Bucks is gonna win this series. Because I just they the perfect team to win on this parade. Because number one, you got Drew Holiday who gonna lock shit up. You understand? I think everybody's about to kumbaya Chris Paul, but Drew Holiday about to shut the party down. You understand? They have so many players to throw at Devin Booker. It's crazy. I'm in the firm belief that Giannis is healthy. I think they masquerade this. They show.
I feel that
game without him. They won two conference finals games without him. You understand? So I just feel like the Bucks is. I just think, and they can shoot too. This team got potential. Now the problem is Monty Williams. He's a better coach than Budenholzer. Budenholzer done had his struggles. So I think, I mean, that's gonna be the chess move right there. You know, but
Yeah.
Bucks got shooters too. You know,
In my opinion, I got the Bucks.
man, a lot. Tucker, Middleton, they could
Okay.
Holiday, Giannis. You know, he's gonna play in the finals.
I
Yeah,
got the Bucks. I got the Bucks winning because they just have the player to beat the Suns. Giannis, because Giannis is tall and they don't have like Aiton is not. I'm not sure if Aiton is has the length to stop Giannis in the paint. And that is if Budenholzer don't fuck this up, because the key to winning this finals is Giannis. Just run the play through Giannis and create plays for him in the paint, and you win the game. Because Aiton is not as strong enough to beat Giannis like that. But everybody else, the Suns are evenly matched. But at Giannis's position, that's where there's no even match. So Giannis might have to play center.
Okay, that's a cool matchup. But now let's get back to Alonzo question.
Giannis can't play center.
I got another one for you, Cliff. How we working? How much time we got this evening, man? We good?
I got about 30 hot minutes.
Oh,
bro.
that's good. That's cool. Yeah, we ain't gonna be that long. I mean, but let's go into a situation here with Lonzo Ball. With his free agency status and destinations. Like I said, here at Flight Sports TV, I'm an advocate of him going to the New York Knicks. I believe that that roster is just tailor made for him. Lonzo has been in so many tumultuous situations. You know, the Lakers under Luke Walton, who almost tried to
Luke Walton
got started. You understand? He almost finished his career before it got started. You know, and then also, you know, the Pelicans with Gentry and all the other BS that was going on. And then now with the coach here, I just feel like Lonzo needs to get in a situation that's just tailor made. The Knicks don't have no to compete with him. Derrick Rose, if he's re-signed, he has no problem being 6-man. He's not going to be competing with Lonzo. You understand? The team is just a live thread. You understand? You got shooters that Lonzo can mold and get them in right positions. That roster to me is tailor made. Obviously, the Hornets is becoming a strong candidate as of late. What's the better fit for Lonzo, the Knicks or the Hornets?
Where should we go?
Rick, I'm gonna let you start, man. I'm gonna let Hoop kick us off.
If we, I don't see the Hornets happening. But I mean, if it was both feasible, I would love to see him play with his brother, because now I would say that their games match a lot. So if it wasn't guys who had synergy already, I would say hell no. But again, these brothers been playing together for their whole lives. You know what I'm saying? And I think any given situation when you're comfortable with somebody, you know who the alpha is, you know who the beta is, you know who the sigma is. So I think them playing together because they know each other's game so well, I think two makes it better. Like, I'm against 2 point guards, but they are 2 point guards who know how to tailor their games. So if I had to pick, I would love to see him in Charlotte, man, because they know the pecking order. They know how to feed off the other person, unlike when you got a BI situation, you got a Zion situation where, yeah, y'all cool.
But you think that
together like a year
or
2 years?
Yeah. But hold on. Well, what do you think about that team? Do you think the Hornets could build a roster around those two? Let's say they did come together, Lonzo, LaMelo. What about the supporting cast? You understand?
Yeah.
It's compete with the Miamis, the Knicks, the Hawks are competitive. Collins, you got who else is out there? My man, Capella. Those dudes is live. I mean, can they compete with Biombo and these dudes ain't gonna cut it.
Hey, but before y'all say something, Fly, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was just about to ask who Jargon does. Was his perspective on it was he wanted to see them play together, or do you actually see them actually fit? I mean, do you actually see Zoe fitting with that team? Because we know that Zoe and LaMelo is going to work. You know what I'm saying? You know, we see that already. We already know. But I just want to know how you feel that you feel like Zoe is like, hey, Zoe has an actual fit for that team more than the Knicks, because I can say so many reasons why I feel like Zoe is the better fit on the Knicks, but I know that Zoe can play on the Hornets because of his little bro. You get what I'm saying?
What's your thoughts on them? You think the Hornets could build a roster around those two?
Oh
I
wow.
think so because again, you got to have guys on the same wavelength, like mentally, like they know what the other was going to do, and they have again, ego has been the talking point of the chat. So when there's no ego because they both are so comfortable with each other, that starts a synergy of a team characteristic that he don't have to worry about slicing the packet with him because LaMelo going to be the pit bull. He the one who's going to let everybody know what it is. So he's not going to have that same problem he's been having already. So can you build with that? Of course. You put shooters, you put rim runners on that team. And yeah, you could build with that. I mean, because, hell, you can draft a guy like, John Collins, he hooped for the Hawks. They built it organically. They didn't go snatch. I mean, Clint Capella I think that was a fleece job. I think Clint Capella's a damn good player who knows what he is. But it is something. Yeah, it's something to be said about a player who knows what he is, and they're gonna do what they do every night, and you ain't got to worry about their mouth.
Yeah, he a force down there too. You don't see him trying to shoot no threes. He ain't trying to shoot no threes or nothing. Continue.
Go ahead. I think
Go ahead, Saga.
the better fit for Zoe is the Knicks, but I would love to see them fit with each other because, like Hoop said, it's just all about they've already known their games from the jump. But thinking about it, I would rather see Lonzo play with someone like Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, guys that are young, and he can help reveal their talents like LaMelo did with Miles Bridges. Because when LaMelo joined the Hornets, everybody didn't know. Everybody started to pay attention to the team, and they were focused on what can he do for the team. And he revealed everybody's talents. He showed that this team you're just sleeping on them. And I think Zoe can do the same for the Knicks. Sending him to the Hornets is like they already got that popularity. They already got that star factor to add another star on the team.
Yeah, I just wonder.
That's the real issue.
It's cool.
Yeah, my shit dropped out, but I want to say I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen. So I think the Knicks is a more likely category. It's just what I personally want to see. I would want to see the Hornets, but I just don't see that happening. I don't think that. I think that because here's what you got to remember about this shit. This is an entertainment business. So in entertainment, you got the biggest young star right now with LaMelo Ball. I think we all can agree to that. You don't want to make it a dual story just yet. You don't have to. You don't have to make it a Lonzo and LaMelo thing yet. You got to give him another year to show what he's going to do. And I don't think it's no incentive to go get Lonzo Ball right now because he's restricted as well. So you got to outbid somebody. It's no point. It's no point.
Yeah, and the Knicks got enough money to make something like that.
Absolutely.
So if they want to, but what I will say about the Knicks that people don't understand is the Knicks have been running like a competent organization as of late. A lot of people think the Knicks got all this money. They just gonna overpay. The Knicks are moving more competent. They're not doing stupid shit. They're not trading the house, for a player. You see, they could have got anybody that's trading them out if they wanted to. But they could have got Lonzo. You know what I mean? But there's certain things they probably want. They probably asking for too much.
I think they do. Knicks stopped going after names.
The Knicks are running more competent, so other teams could come and play if the Knicks say, you know what, we ain't overpaying for Lonzo. If this is the number, if you don't want it, then screw it. I can see the Knicks playing it like that. We're not going over this number. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. If Julius could be an advocate for the situation, we'll see what happens. But it should not be a crazy offseason for Lonzo Ball. But like I said, hoop jogging, like I said, we're gonna get out of here shortly. But before we do, man, I've heard that you got a little that you got a hobby going on. I heard you nice on them sticks. What you got? Extra? I got it all. So let me know. I heard you play 2K. Is that a lie or rumor? What's up?
Man, shoot. Let me see if I can turn my camera around. I think my players are SS2 right now. Let's see if I can
Oh
turn
yeah,
the
what you
camera
on?
around.
The PlayStation or Xbox?
PS2. See, y'all can see. You know what I'm saying?
PS2.
PS5, 4. Sorry.
Oh yeah, and I mean yeah, they on the
Yeah,
same shit. Yeah, I got
yeah.
low key. I suck at my player. I just be playing regular matches.
Man, you know what? So when I was really good at it, I was like, that greatest of all time list when you play against the one-on-one matches online. I was that nice. Now I'm terrible. So all I play is my player now, man. And sometimes I'll play like my league. Of course I gotta put LaMelo Ball at the point guard and just do my thing. But yeah, man. So I'll be on that. I'll be on Madden. I'm kind of trash at Madden, but I like
I suck at Madden.
Yeah, don't let me beat you because I'm gonna talk that shit. Don't let me
Well,
beat
I
you.
mean, no, listen, I suck. I mean, there's nothing to talk about. I actually don't even have Madden on PlayStation. I got it on Xbox.
Yeah, both of y'all ain't slick, all right? Because I know gaming because I got my games as well. I got a PS4. Y'all both talking about y'all suck. A lot of the dudes be saying they suck is really actually good. It's ain't slick.
I really no. It all depends. I ain't gonna say I'm all right, man. I'm run. You know, I'm you feel me? I'm all right. I'm a Browns fan too. I run with the NFL. It is what it is, man. But I got Call of Duty. You got Call of Duty?
I'm gonna drop my tag in here, man.
Yeah, drop your tag, man. I'm gonna drop mine too. Everybody, my tag is this on PlayStation and Xbox, so y'all can get at me wherever.
Yeah, I'm dropping that right now.
I'm gonna
if y'all want to get this work, let me know.
I'm a Mortal. You got Mortal Kombat?
I'll be on the zombie games too, though. That's my thing.
You got Mortal Kombat?
Nah, I'm terrible, bro.
Oh, man.
I gave up Mortal Kombat about 15 years ago, bro. I'm out, bro.
I got Call of Duty. I got what else? Of course, Mortal Kombat, 2K. I got Xbox too, but I play more Xbox, so all my games on Xbox. Like I got about a damn near 150 games on Xbox. Like I got I got every game that's hot. I got it. I got the new Resident Evil. I got the new every fucking thing.
I got the new one.
All that shit is on Xbox. PlayStation. I got the PS5. That shit got a damn storage malfunction. If I'm here on my shit right here, man.
Bro, how you get the PS5, man? I can't find it nowhere.
Yeah, this shit all digital. I had to pay extra for this shit. I bought this shit off StockX. You know what I mean? But I ain't pay no 2 racks for the joint. I bought this shit was like in the 7s. I dropped 7 something for this. The Xbox I was able to get that from Best Buy. You know what I mean? I got the Xbox Series X too, man. I got that for $5, but I got that from Best Buy, so I got that legit.
Man, I'm gonna go and do it, man.
I'll show a little. We're in the dark right now, but you see that bad boy right there, right?
Already, yeah.
I got kids. They don't mess with my disc track. You see the lights?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so we heavy on the stakes, man. But we appreciate you, Hoop Jogger, for tuning in with us, man. We about to get up out of here, y'all. Any shout outs before you get out of here, Hoop Jogger?
Man, no, I'm like hella happy to be a part of this, man. Like I really, you know what I'm saying? I like to get motivated by other YouTubers, man. So I really appreciate you having me on because this way you want to, do more videos, man. Because I do work a lot in real life, and we, it's hard to get the schedule together. But you know what I'm saying? I make good money in real life, but this is like what gives me life outside of that work life. And so I'm just happy to be here, man. So if y'all ain't sub the channel, man, I played Division I basketball. I played pro basketball overseas. I played against probably about 20 NBA players in my life. I'm a few degrees separated from a lot of NBA players, man. So I just try to share perspective on what I know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't better than the next man. I do like doing this. It's cool that YouTube is working out. So maybe I'll drop a sub on the boy and a notification and all that. I don't be doing the YouTube shit. I think that's why my page ain't been monetized quicker. But I be forgetting now. I just want to hop into shit. So I'm a regular ass dude, man. I promise y'all, man. I'm a tall dude, 6'7" in real life, but man, I just I love this YouTube space because everybody equal, man. Everybody their own man with their own dream. That's what this shit about, man. So I really appreciate you having me, bro.
Everybody else on the PSN Rave Kingdom, I'm gonna definitely get y'all PSNs down before we get out of here. So everybody drop their PSNs, and it is what it is. But I appreciate you, Hoop Jargon. Definitely, we got to definitely get on your show when you get a chance. We can't wait to make that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to create a new PSN for mine. So yeah.
Yeah.
I only have Xbox. I'm an Xbox guy, so
I want to drop your gamer
Yeah.
tag in the live chat.
oh yeah.
Xbox. All right, but y'all take it easy. Hoop jogging. I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
We
sir.
get back.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV, and definitely subscribe to Hoop Jogging. You know what it
Anytime.
is.